Bitcoin's price is attempting to make a breakout right now that I believe could send it all the way up to over $125,000. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what is happening, what you need to be on the lookout for, and exactly what I am doing right now as a result of all this. So we have a good bit to get into today. So if you do enjoy today's video and find it valuable, please do leave us a like at the end of the video. And do not forget that if you want to get up to $10,000 in bonuses from trading over on BTCC, you can with my link down below. Guys, this is one of the best exchanges in the world and one of the best deals in the world. So go capitalize on that down below, especially if you are trading on cryptos on leverage. That's available for you down below. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. But as I mentioned before, Bitcoin is on an absolute tear right now, and it is attempting to make a move that is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Let's break it down. So over the last couple of weeks, just for a quick recap, we have been talking about this descending channel for Bitcoin's price. As I recognized that we entered the channel, which was back here after this double establishment of resistance, I said, listen, here's the game plan. What we're going to do is we're going to draw out this descending channel for Bitcoin's price. We're going to go in. We're going to do purchases on Bitcoin when it's in the light green box. We're going to do small purchases when it's in the dark green box. And we're going to take profits on Bitcoin anytime that it pushes out of those green zones back into the black zone towards the top side until it eventually does break towards the top side. Now, we did have a scare at one given point because Bitcoin's price did fall below the descending channel, which is a very rare thing to happen. But we were betting that this wasn't going to last very long. And we opened up a long trade right here, riding that puppy all the way back up towards the top side, giving us a very successful scalp trade as it did give us this fake out. And what I told you all yesterday and over the last couple of days is that, okay, look, now that Bitcoin has broken back into the structure, now that Bitcoin has faked out towards the downside, the likelihood of Bitcoin trying to break out towards the upside has just gone up dramatically. Fake outs lead to breakouts. It's just the natural flow of the market because so many people got liquidated right here. So many long traders got liquidated right here that these lizard people who just sit around all day and lick their eyeballs, they just sit there and they're like, okay, well, there's not many long traders who are betting on this market going up anymore because we just screwed them over out of their positions. Now we can let it go up. And then next thing you know, you get a beautiful breakout towards the upside. And that's what we're seeing from Bitcoin right now. If I do go ahead and zoom in very closely, you can see that Bitcoin has now spent an entire 4-hour candle outside of this descending channel. And I'm not going to go as far as to say that this is a confirmed breakout, but it's definitely an attempt. And so I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be on the lookout for right now. And then I'll focus in more on what exactly I am doing coming up next. Okay. So right now, if we're looking at this descending channel and you're saying, okay, Tyler, I get it. Bitcoin's trying to break out of it. Is it a confirmed breakout? What do we need to be looking for? So first answer, no, it's not a confirmed breakout. What I've started looking for recently is 2 full daily candles closing outside of the channel for it to be confirmed. That's starting to be my MO because fake outs are becoming so common. So what I'll do is I'll go to the daily charts and I'll say, okay, if we get 2 full candles outside of this structure, I would almost say 3, but I'll go with 2. Okay. If we get 2 full daily closes outside of the structure, then I'll say that this is a confirmed breakout. Okay. If we get a daily candle here, so say this day closes Sunday, and then Monday we get another green candle out here, that's a confirmed daily candle, or that's a confirmed breakout. Another way that you can look at it, one way that many people prefer to look at it, and I actually think it's pretty good, is if you go back down to the 4 hours or even the 1 hour, you can say if Bitcoin breaks out and back tests and continues upwards off of it, we call it Bob T, breakout and back test. If Bitcoin can create a Bob T, a breakout and a back test, then that's confirmed, which looks like a breakout. You come back down, you back test support, you hold it, you continue upwards to a new high. That's a confirmed breakout. I do like that a little bit. The only issue that I do have with it is we do have moments to where it just does not work, right? We'll have a moment like this where we'll break out, we'll come back down, we'll hit resistance, we'll get rejected, and then you still end up going back in, right? And listen, this is an example of, it not really mattering because we got 2 daily candles closing outside of the channel here, and we got a breakout and a back test, both of which still led this to be a fake out. So this isn't a 100% thing, right? There's nothing you can do that can 100% confirm a breakout is or is not happening. But generally speaking, for me to play it safe, what I'm looking for is 2 daily candles closing outside of the descending structure. And now, okay, there's a few reasons why I think that's very important in general because of the manipulation, but I think especially in this situation, it's even more important due to the way that this is getting set up. Okay. Now, I know that may have sounded a little bit dumb, but this is what I mean, right? The reason why I think it's especially important to be looking for 2 confirmations outside the channel right now is because we are actually seeing Bitcoin run into an absolutely massive stronghold of resistance. If we draw in our Fibonacci golden zone from that previous regional high all the way down to that low we put in on August 2nd, what you can see is that the golden Fibonacci zone, which is the most important zone of resistance on Bitcoin's chart, period, is sitting directly above us between 118.7 thousand and 120.7 thousand. This is going to be a stronghold, a fortress, a castle, a wall, whatever you want to call it, a massive zone of resistance, a massive stronghold for the bears. The bears are going to try to use this thing. Guys, you'll see exactly what I mean in a little while here, right? The bears are going to step in and they're going to step in with force. They are going to try their absolute butts off to try to push Bitcoin's price back down, to not let Bitcoin cross this threshold. And so knowing that we have a massive zone of resistance sitting directly above us, I obviously am going to play it a little safe right now and not start trying to open up huge long trades, not start opening up big buys, not doing anything too big right now. I think it's just incredibly risky because the truth is, at any given point here, Bitcoin could get rejected off of this, come straight back down into this descending channel, and it would be super reasonable. It would be reasonable for Bitcoin to break out of this structure. The bulls use all of this momentum to try to get out here, but then they run into a massive zone of resistance. They just don't have enough bullish momentum or bullish energy to get past it and get rejected back in. I think that's super reasonable. I'm not saying it's probable or even likely. Actually, I don't particularly think that's going to happen. I do think that Bitcoin is going to try to stay out here simply because there are still liquidations to be had to the upside. If you look at the liquidation map on the 1 day, there are still liquidations up towards that $120,000 level. If you look at the 7 day, it dries up a little bit, but there are still some into that $120,000 level. But on the 30 days where it really shows, because there's still a ton up until 122,000. There's still a lot of people who are betting that Bitcoin is not going to go up. There's still a lot of short trades that are open. And if Bitcoin's price pushes up into this golden zone, it'll liquidate a lot of them. So based on the momentum we have right now, I think it is super reasonable to say that Bitcoin will stay out of here and that this will turn into a real breakout. But the truth is, I'm simply just guessing until we see what today's daily candle looks like and tomorrow's daily candle looks like. But all I'm saying is that at this given point, it is still risky on both sides to be heavily betting on either one. It is super reasonable for Bitcoin to get rejected back in here. It's super reasonable for Bitcoin to stay out here. It's a coin flip. And what I don't want you all to do is trade and bet during coin flips. That's 50-50. You might as well just go put your money on a hand of blackjack. And even that is a little bit worse, but you get the point. Like, it's just, you're just gambling, right? If you're going huge on long trades right now, you're gambling. If you're going huge on short trades right now, you're gambling. That's all you're doing because it's a coin flip of whether or not Bitcoin can actually stay outside of this descending channel. So what you need to be watching over the next 2 days is whether or not, or let's say 36 hours, is whether or not Bitcoin's price can get a daily candle close above the descending channel, currently above $117.8 thousand, and then if it can get a second one. That is the ideal scenario. And it actually does line up well because tomorrow's Monday. So whenever the week starts, we'll get a pretty clear picture of what the week's going to look like, right? Oftentimes the weekend will be kind of slow. The week joins up, or the week starts. People join back up, they get back in, and then bam, something crazy happens. So let's get through Monday's close before determining whether or not this is a confirmed breakout or not. So my current game plan. Okay, let's talk about my current game plan for Bitcoin. Then I'm going to talk about my current game plan for altcoins. Okay, so my current game plan for Bitcoin is to actually just wait. There is a small chance. And so I'm doing 3 things. When it comes to anything big, I'm just waiting. When it comes to mid-size stuff like medium-sized trades, I am actually going to consider taking on a leverage long trade right now on very small-ish leverage, like 3 to 5x or so, with the stop loss set back in the channel. So my stop loss would probably be set somewhere around $117,000. And I have enough, obviously the margin would be good enough and the leverage would be low enough that I can make that trade happen, right? I mean, it would be pretty easy. And so it's going in on a leverage long trade, stop loss set at around $117,000. I know it's a bit of a gamble, but it's not a big risk because I'm simply just using profits that I recently took, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So there is a chance that I do rotate a little bit of my profit into a leverage long trade somewhere right here with that stop loss set, just in case I'm right? Just in case Bitcoin does this and then maybe it does this and then boom, then it starts to rally back upwards trying to break the golden zone. Yeah, I mean, that would be a pretty solid gainer. And I might just leave that puppy open for a while or maybe even add to that margin, right? There's always an opportunity to take that move. So I might do that. If I was to do that, I'd probably do it tomorrow if I had to guess, because Mondays are always a little spooky to me, but I'll keep you updated. It's not a big thing. It's not even a big deal really. So I'm not super concerned by it, but that is something that I may end up doing. And whenever it comes to just like smaller moves, I have taken a little bit of profit off the table and just because that's my strategy. So I said over in the Discord server, let's see if I can get it pulled up here. I don't have it pulled up. 1 second. So I said over in the Discord server, let's see, here we go. So I said Bitcoin's price is attempting to break out of the descending channel right now. It's been a wild market recently, so I'm not calling this a breakout until it's giving me a bunch of confirmations, 2 daily closes. In the meantime, I'm taking some profit off the table just to lock in some more juicy gains from the buying we were doing at the lows. The descending channel strategy is just too damn good. And what I'm referencing is the fact that we did a bunch of purchasing back here. We did a lot of buying. We did a lot of buying there. We did a lot of buying there. All of those purchases that we did while everybody was freaking out are now in profit. So I just took a little bit of profit off the table. Not a lot, just a little bit. And so, yeah, so big scale, big shorts, big longs, I'm not doing any of those. Medium scale, I might do a small to medium leverage long trade with a stop loss at around 117K that I will kind of alter a bit if, of course, we do see Bitcoin's price pulling back down, just to make sure that that stop loss stays within this descending channel. And in small stuff, I did take a small bit of profit. And of that profit, I will rotate some of it into that leverage long trade if I decide to move it from that long-term portfolio into my trading portfolio, right? So that's kind of my game plan here when it comes to Bitcoin. I'm not doing a ton. I'm not doing much. The primary thing I'm looking for is, can Bitcoin confirm the breakout and then get above the golden zone? Those are the last 2 steps. And if Bitcoin can do that, yeah, I think it's super reasonable to assume that Bitcoin will try to make a rally up towards 123, possibly then up to 126, and in a great world up towards 130.7 thousand to try to hit this full-blown Fibonacci extension. It'll be hard, but I think it is very possible that it happens. So I'd like to see Bitcoin try. We have seen a couple of those Fibonacci extensions recently. If you go and you look at what happened over here, as you can see, boom, Bitcoin was capable of making that full 1.618 Fib extension all the way up towards 121 in this example. So I see no reason as to why Bitcoin can't make that full Fibonacci extension up to 130,000 if it's capable of breaking the golden zone. So there is still a lot of this might happen, and this, you know, if this this happens, and this could happen. So we're still in a little bit of uncharted territory. I still don't know what's going to happen, but I am going to keep you updated. I more wanted to make this video just to show you, like, hey, this is what I'm watching right now before I decide what I'm expecting to happen next, if that makes sense. Now, when it comes to altcoins, the picture is pretty similar to what we've been talking about recently, but interestingly enough, the altcoin market's actually not performing that great today. And what this just tells me is that people are still rotating back and forth between Bitcoin and altcoins. So some people are buying Bitcoin with the profits that they've taken from altcoins. What we've actually seen from the altcoin market recently, what's super interesting is that if you track on-chain metrics, which I can maybe show you in the next video, is that a lot